Sorry, girls.
I am now
Yay!
recording. Welcome to the
Awesome.
Sister Call.
We're recording.
We need like a little noise that happens at the
I
end.
know. Dude. Like we have to come up with a ringtone. All right, guys. Welcome to the call. I'm so excited you got on. I really want to start our calls each week with a little recap of the Diamond Leadership Call that I get to go on every Monday at 10:30, and I almost missed this one, and I didn't want to because we had like this PFA thing, and whatchamacallit, I was like, I have a call at 10:30, so I got on like 10:40. I got out a little bit late, but it was a pretty good call. What she really talked about, what they talked about a lot was volume and how that really, hey, Kathy, you're there twice. All right, but anyway. They talked about volume and how important it is, and how it really is the main way we wind up earning income as a Beachbody coach. And they talked about carryover volume a lot, and I know that Carrie Danielle saw that I had commented on the Flawless Empire post. I have over $8,000 worth of carryover volume right now in my downline, meaning that like I could have earned that, but because I didn't cycle out enough times with my cycles, it just sits there. That's why it's very, very important to never go inactive. Okay, because when you go inactive, it wipes out your carryover volume. It goes away entirely. So it depends. Some people don't have any. Carrie Danielle does not have any. And
I do. I have $14.
Very good.
Start.
I have 8,600.
Kathy,
We don't want the carryover volume. We want to cycle out because that means we're earning the money.
Yeah. So I think Kathy was going to ask about it. So that is team volume that's on your strong leg because that's from your upline. So Georgiana did the math that if she was balancing out her left leg, because your cycle bonus is 200 on one side, 100 on the other. So she had so much volume on one side that if she was hitting cycle, if she had volume on that other, on the weak leg, for a 2-to-1 ratio, she could potentially get $8,000. Like that's sitting there just waiting for her to get more volume on the other side to hit. Get more volume on the other side. For me,
but I don't want it sitting there. I want to make them.
Can you make it back, or is it?
So
gone?
yes, that's the thing with carryover volume. That's so awesome. Is it when it doesn't go away, meaning that it's there to be earned, and you want to be cycling those out. So the way that I'm going to be able to do that is by building that right side because I'll be able to cycle out. They give you a certain amount that you can cycle out in a week. I forget what the number is.
I think it's
a certain amount. The limit 20. I forget 100. I forget there's a number, and I don't know what it is. You could always look it up. Coach Caleb is amazing. He's on YouTube, and he has some really good videos about volume. And I actually was just talking to a potential today. She's the girl I was telling you guys about in the thread that
from your high school,
young girl, young mom, and I had reached out to her, and I sent her like a 4-minute video that I made on YouTube. Well, she's now in my sneak peek on Instagram, and you guys are welcome. Like, I would love to run that kind of as a team in the beginning. Like, it's already set up, but I would just have to make you guys admins, and then you can add your potentials. Elena was actually one of the first people to go through that. Do you remember that, Carrie Danielle? So I had never done an Instagram sneak peek before, coaching sneak peek, and for the first time, and what I did was I actually was in Morgan's. I went into Morgan's and I watched her all of her, how she ran her sneak peek, and I modeled my sneak peek after her. And I thought it came out pretty good for a first time. I mean, I do have a lot of videos. I want to redo it and have it less, and maybe have it where multiple coaches are participating in it, so it's not just my face. But I think that might be a great way, especially in February for Team Cut Month, to kind of get new coaches on and possibly get new business builders, like people that can go into it like in a program that want to work the business. So anyway, this girl, Christy, that I had reached out to, at first, she's lost a lot of weight with Weight Watchers. And so at first she was like, oh, I don't know, whatever. But she's like, I'll check out your sneak peek. So she came back, she's like, oh, I haven't really gotten to watch the videos yet, but I am really curious. So how do I make money? And she's asking me all these questions. I'm like, look, honestly, all of that information pretty much that you're asking is in my sneak peek. So I directed her to like the videos that she'd need to watch. And then she did ask about the compensation plan. And that's one part of the sneak peek that I do is one of the days of the sneak peek, I talk about how people in Beachbody make money. And when they get, it's a certain amount of videos that they go through. And then when they get to the end, I say, okay, now I want you to send me a private message and tell me you're ready for the Caleb video. So in the sneak peek, it would run for like 3 to 5 days. They would send me a message saying, I'm ready for the Caleb video. And then I would send it. Well, Elena did all that. She went through all that and she was fired up. She left that. Now, not that to say that that's going to be every coach that you put in there or potential coach, but it works out really well with her. So I haven't really used it since then. Like, that's been my problem all along. It's kind of like, I get really excited and I do those other than, you know, and I just feel like I have that constant, but that's okay as long as you're like a little bit ahead each time. I feel like we'll all eventually get there, you know.
It's so important to have those systems in place, and you have it in place, right? So
Yep.
where do I find this? So where do I never even heard of this.
So it's called, there's a link, so you can go right on Instagram. It's called Shine Sisterhood Coach Info. So if you ask to join that, I'll approve you. And then there is a way, I looked it up somehow, I have to relook it up again, but there's a way to make you guys admins so that you guys can actually do stories and you could do stuff. We would obviously talk about it together and outline stuff if we wanted to like do it as a group effort, but it's a good way to like get other people's faces in there, you know?
I think honestly, I think it's so good to like do a group thing because, you know, we support each other, and then it's not like you're trying to go out on your own and it's not scary. You know what I mean? Like, it makes it nice to do it as a team effort. And it would be really cool to do like a YouTube video or whatever that has like all of us kind of sharing our little parts of it or whatever we're getting from it or whatever.
Yep. And that's so easy to do because you guys, we could all make our own individual video and then we can just all upload it together onto one YouTube and have one link. But what's great about doing that is that then when we are signing up potential or looking for potential coaches, they see that they're not going to do this alone either. You say, look,
exactly.
I'm not doing this by myself. I have all these people to help me. You're going to have all these people.
Yeah, because it's super intimidating and it takes a lot to process it. It's took me like several months to really be all in, you know, like I needed convincing. I needed to really watch Lori's stories and like, you know what I mean? Like I needed to convince myself. I didn't need anyone else to convince me. I needed to like see it unfold and develop over time.
And I think that we have to see that it's possible. Like, oh, okay, I can do that. That's the way that she fits it into her life. I can fit it into my life that way. You know, they have to see like, that's something that I can do too. That's why it's so important. And I definitely don't show the coach life enough, but you know, we're all a work in progress. But anyway, so I wanted to let you guys know about that. I would really, really love to set up, I don't know, a week or not even a week, like a 5-day, like pick 5 days of, February that we want to do this. And it could just, we don't have to like stress out about it. Maybe for the first round, we only have to make like one YouTube video together. Like we'll figure it out, like what the topic will be about. And we all talk about one thing we'll give each other like 2 minutes each or something like that. And, you know, we could come up with it then, or we could just use it as is for now and just kind of go through it as it is and then see where it's not that great and where it needs to be tweaked and where we want to add some certain things. But we could talk about that. But I would like to probably go by the Flawless Empire calendar because,
that's what I was just,
you know, I think it's good. What's that?
That's what I was just looking up. We are on the same wavelength, lady. Week 3 is her all-team coach sneak peek.
Week 3.
That's good. Because there is like a logic that she has of like towards the end of the month, like when you're running out of money, you're supposed to be inviting people for the coach sneak peeks. They're like, oh, you know, like my finances are bad. What is this kind of a financial thing that I can be doing? Like there is logic that Lori puts into these. So she has these for weeks.
I have more month than money. So how do I make more money?
Every single month. How does that keep happening?
Yeah, we should talk about that. Like, make that a thing that we talk about. Anyway, so all right. So check it out, guys. It's called. I think Terry Danielle I know was in there already. I definitely want to do a couple little things differently. I would do the repost all the posts. So right now there's 5 old posts in there. So I would redo those, and then I would probably have more of you guys' faces in there too. And
So
maybe
Gina,
even
let's not
you
just
guys are admins, have you guys do posts also. So that it's not just me.
let's
Wait,
not
what is it called again? It's not
Oh, that's okay. Shine Sisterhood Coach Info.
Coach.
let's not just conceptualize it. Let's put it on the calendar for the 3rd week of February. So February 17th. So meaning our next call, we need to solidify who's going to do what and divvy up what videos each person is going to make. And we need to figure out accesses. So it will be starting Monday. Yes, Monday is a good start day. Or do we do
Where's
it on Sunday?
President?
All right.
Where's-
Yeah, I like Monday. Yeah, I think Monday's good. Or what we just.
I've read many places that you're always supposed to talk about financial stuff on Sunday night because everyone has the Sunday blues that you're going back to work and you're like, I wish I didn't have to go back to work.
Okay.
They always say,
Mary,
How would we?
that's President's Week. Do you think that's a problem? Perhaps, like maybe the 24th. It would be different than the flawless, but
No,
sometimes people
I think it's
are away.
okay because they're always going to find something. I kind of like going with a system.
Okay.
the reason she does that then is because that gives you your last week to do the Shako challenge or be like working on actually getting your Success Club and your challengers. That gives
The next month
you
to
a
follow.
bit of time to be working on your coach business, and then the last week is challengers.
Yeah.
I might be going away for part of that week, but I'll try to like.
Where do you think you're going?
That's actually a
Well,
great thing because you
it's
can
February
show
break, so
your
we usually
life
go
as
skiing.
a coach even when you go away.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
sorry.
gonna go to the Wobbly Barn and go dancing?
I know. And we usually try to go skiing for a couple of days. I'm not sure what our exact plan is yet.
All right. Well, we'll make it work. Like we can. Don't worry about it. And when are you going away? Like what days?
No, so it's up in the air right now, so I'm not
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
No worries. All right. So
But
that's
maybe there's a way that if we have this all set up, and let's be organized and let's be set up ahead of time, if we give you a specific task, like a specific thing to talk about, you can always record it on your phone and then send it to myself or whomever, and we can upload it for you. So that way,
Yeah, what the beauty of this whole business is that it's all virtual. So wherever you are, you
Yeah.
can do any of these tasks, and you could still be inviting on the drive up, and you can be
exactly.
doing whatever, whenever, almost.
Exactly.
So,
that may even be a very good thing to talk about, like in the middle of it, like I'm running my business from the car. Like you can
Right.
do this
From
in
the
the car.
slopes.
exactly, because like I feel like I can't really talk too
On the
much
slopes.
on the on the slopes. You guys are funny.
You stop. Don't you stop and you take a look at the view? You can pull out your phone.
Wait, I have to do a quick invite on the ski lift. No.
Fall off the lift.
I would be inviting everybody I go on that chairlift with.
That's so funny. Oh my God, I'm trying to perfect my invite. It keeps changing, like, and morphing, and every moment
It
I'm
will always.
in a
And
sentence.
I feel like even though I do kind of do some little bit of scripting, I really don't. Like that's kind of like
That's
just
the thing. I'm trying not to.
I feel like it evolves just
Yeah.
naturally.
I'm really trying really hard not to have it sound scripty, and it's so hard when you just copy and paste and change the name. So then I'm like trying to personalize it a little bit, but I still feel like if this came out of the blue from someone who hasn't really been reading my stuff, what should be the first thing I say to them? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I know them already, but I haven't talked to them in forever. And, you know, or people who just don't answer you. And then it's just like
Well,
awkward.
that happens to everybody, girl. So many people. So many.
But, yeah. Then it's like, when do you follow up? Do you follow up? How long do you wait before you follow up? It's such a.
With somebody like that, like somebody that you invite and they totally ghost you, I'd probably just put them on the list and leave them on the list and invite every month. So every time you're going to have something coming up, or what you could do is you can invite them to the challenge group, and then you can invite them to like the shake challenge if you're going to do that at that, you know, something like that. That's probably what I would do. I kind of like let those people go over monthly almost, because I've heard other coaches say like, I literally, this girl invited me for a year and I kind of like, I'm ready. And they just every month they just said, "No, are you
How
ready?"
about now? How about now? That's what you should do instead of a video. How about now? Oh, this wine is good tonight.
Well, the thing is, that's what I can't stand. Some people is showing interest and then they just flake out. It's like, come on, how much more convincing do you need?
I know.
Yeah, you don't know what's
It's
going
not
on in
something
their
that
life,
you're
though,
doing.
right? Like,
Not
they
ready.
may have some issues going on,
Right.
you know?
No, but then don't show interest. Like, don't say, yeah, sure, I want more info. Oh, yeah, I'm really interested. And then
I had
ghost me.
my first hater.
Oh, my God.
But I
I
think
think
part
I
of
told
the
Terry Danielle about it. And I'm proud of it. I'm so proud of it. I can't talk about it now, but I'm very proud. I said what had to be
I'll
said.
tell the
I
story
might have
that
been a little rude, but it had to be said. I'm sorry.
it was somebody else who was doing other stuff that was expensive. So say this wasn't the case, but say they were like going skiing every weekend and spending a ton of money going skiing every weekend. And they were like, oh, I don't have the money. And Georgiana was like, you have the money to go skiing. That wasn't what they were doing. But she was like,
No,
you
that
have the money to
wasn't
go skiing every weekend, but then you can use that as an excuse.
That
That's like,
wasn't it. It was just
it wasn't
it was
it, but
annoying that she was
I know what it was.
I
I
don't
don't
want to. I'm fine with that, you know? But it's obvious like, I feel like when people use the money excuse, it's not that they don't have the money, they want to spend it differently.
Right.
When people use the time excuse, it's not that they don't have the time, they just want to spend it differently. And I feel like all of us do that with everything.
Mhm.
If it's important to us, we do it.
Right. I
It's all
wrote
about
that
priorities.
like a couple months ago. I wrote about the time. You do have the time. You just choose to do it. Doing something else. And people say
I
to
could
me all
be
the time,
doing
I
my
don't have the
business
time to work out. I don't have the time to work out.
but it's not as important to me.
Right.
It's like clean freaks. Like, well, that's what you want to do with your time is clean. You could be working out.
Right.
You could say, all right, you know what? I'm going to let the dishes go for like a half hour and I'm going to go.
Right.
Some people would be
Honestly,
like,
that's the
so
thing. It's
important.
only a half an hour. Like, that is not a lot of time. People spend more time on their freaking phones. A half an hour is nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, really? It's people are like, how do you work out at 5 a.m? I'm like, it's really only a half an hour. Well, it is more than a half an hour earlier than I would have gotten up, but it's about an hour earlier, So that's not terrible. To make sure that I have a fit body and a healthy, routine.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep. All right. So
But that's
the
'cause
other
I
thing
already
too, I
know the
want to talk about
benefits.
really quickly. No, that's fine. I didn't really write notes of what I wanted to say, but I have kind of like scattered shit all over the place. So I kind of had some things I want to touch on. So I wanted to talk about that coach sneak peek because then I wanted to talk about the National Wake Up Call. I think some of you got on some of it, a part of it, and wow, holy moly, it was so good. She basically talked about onboarding coaches and when you onboard them, and if the sneak peek that we're going to do on Instagram, or if we decide to bring it over to Facebook and do a sneak peek on Facebook, that's fine with me too. I just figured start with the Instagram one because I already have it in place. But if it gets successful and we start signing people up that want to be business builders, I really like the way that this woman who was on, her name's Moira, Kuraba, something like that. She's in the top 10.
Who wrote our Rise Up Institute book. You didn't realize that?
What's that?
She's the one who wrote.
Oh yeah, this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one. Yeah. I love the way that she onboards her coaches. And she goes through a 3-step process. No, I'm sorry, it's more than that. But what she does is she puts in that, this is really cool because this is something that we're already getting used to. She puts them in a message pod together, kind of like what we have on Facebook. So all the coaches, they are new. And she'll have one for each month. And so there'll be like, I guess 12 pods over the year with each month, anybody that she gets in from her coach sneak peek. And then the second thing she does is a kickoff face-to-face call with them. It's a kickoff on their personal journey. So these are people, she was talking mainly about people who sign up as coaches and they've never done a challenge before. So it might be different, like for somebody who, like most of the people I feel like that we've recruited to Shine Sisterhood, most of them have come on from our challenge groups. But she's talking about signing people, kind of like the way I want to do it with Christy, signing people up and having them start a program, like the way Morgan did it, and start coaching right off the bat. And I think that this girl and Morgan both had success in this system. So then she does a kickoff, and which she goes over like the 4 vitals with them and tries to get them the best results possible. And she talks about that their job is basically their journey. And then the third thing she does is, then they do the new coach thread that I talked to you about. And then after they complete the program, then they do another one-on-one call, but this one is more like the getting started right call. Now they do that kind of a call where she goes over Success Club and rank and money and volume and the tracker and business things and all those types of things. She gets them on a call 4 times in the first 6 weeks. That to me is crazy because I never do that. And I'm like, but you know what? I freaking love to talk. So for me, that might work out pretty well. I don't know. Trying to look at the bright side. That's a lot of calls. Can it be voice messages? I don't know. But I don't know. That seems like a lot in the first 6 weeks, 4 times. That's almost once a week. But how cool is that though? Like picture this, like if you get 3 new people to sign up with you, even if it's just 3 for that month. And if you're able to like love on them that much and give them that like attention, how amazing that would be.
I love.
But I mean, if it's only 3 people,
I think the learning curve would be faster doing
What's
it that way. The learning curve would probably be faster. I was so lost in the beginning. I'm still lost, but I'm getting there though. Better.
Yeah.
Better.
What do you think, Carrie Danielle? Do you have any, like, do you think that would be?
Love the focus on yourself, focus on your own journey and sharing, not inviting people, not really interacting with people, just saying, this is what I'm doing, committing to a 30-day program. Here, I'm going to share what I'm doing. I'm going to share my nutrition. I'm going to share my workouts. Like that idea, because that is really lighting the fire for a lot of people to be interested in and to just get that attention. If people ask you, but to like not focus on inviting at all and just do a program and just share it, like just share the crap out of it. And in the beginning, you're not trying to do anything. And what's amazing about that is, in order to hit Success Starter, you have to hit Success Club in your first 3 months. The first 2 can count as your first 1. So
they just changed it. So now you have to make Success Club 3 months out of your first 6 months, which is why this is so good.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Get it the first month.
Yeah. I love it. And I love the idea of like the pods, because that works. That's what we do for our emerald. That's what we do for the diamond thing. Like we have the separate pods for people who are in the same area, but this kind of groups people together.
Yeah.
2 years ago when I was at Summit, one of the top coaches was saying that's what she did for her challengers. She would put her challenge, they were like her July challengers.
Right.
I think it was
like what we're doing now, which I'm loving.
Yeah. She's like, oh, I was like, they would like name the group. Like I was in Bonnie Engel's July 2019 group, and they would like come up with a name and they would have like a little thread. And then it was like fun for her because she would grow and develop with her coaches and challengers as they grew and developed. They were like the Bonnie's July 2019 or whatever it was.
Bonnie babe. I love Bonnie. She was my first girl crush, Beachbody girl crush.
But I think that it's really good for that like camaraderie and that like building. But we have to be doing people at the same time. And it could work for Shine Sisterhood if, say, I have a new coach come on, but I only have 1 new coach sign up. But then Kathy gets a new coach this month, too. For us to get together may work also. And it's, like, beneficial to do it like that. Not like I have to have 3 personally sponsored coaches that start this month or else they're all by themselves. We could try to clump together, which I think would be really good, too.
Yeah, I mean, because we're all a team anyway, so we might as well just build our team together. Like, it makes more sense.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, we're better together. That's what Summit's all about. It's all about.
And that's the whole Summit thing. So excited. All right. So, all right, good. I'm glad you guys like it, but what's up? I'm sorry. What did you say?
No.
All right. No, I mean, that was pretty much it. I love this analogy that she gave. Okay, 4 times, first 6 weeks, face to face. And then she's like, get in the middle of the bed. Like, I guess she's talking about, like, leaning in. I love that. You heard that before? Get in the middle of the bed.
Get in the bed, girls!
No, but she's saying get in the middle of the bed so that way your husband doesn't push you off. Because if you're on the outside, It's very,
yeah, like you're letting
you're
fear.
not involved and you're like not in the thick of things. It's so easy to get distracted for someone to pull you over and like not for your husband to run you off or push you with his off the edge of the bed. Like she's saying, like get into it, like get into the thick of it, do the things, get involved in the things.
You know what happens? Right. You know what happens when you like, for me, like Georgia, you haven't like really been training me directly, so I'm kind of like on the outskirts and I'm kind of like falling off the bed and like needing to get my own
now you're in the middle of the bed right now.
I am in the middle
of
the
bed now. You're in it, and it's all about you leaning in. That's great.
But but it takes a lot of gumption. It takes a lot of initiative to jump on and have that bravery to say, okay, I'm in, I'm all in. But like, it took me several months because I wasn't really being like, I had to kind of do the training by myself. Like I was like, okay, I know the training's there. I'm not committing to it right now. Like, you know,
I felt the same way too when I started. And I felt like that. I remember watching video after video after video. Nobody told me what to watch.
Right.
I went and just watched it. And I think anybody that's a successful coach in this has that in them. If you're going to be a successful coach, that's how you got to be. You got to be somebody that.
We are going to lose a lot of people, though, if we just let them kind of be on the outskirts. You got to, if you want to really get a good, strong team, you want to be giving them all that support from the beginning, just like we give our challengers. So
yeah, I know. So that's the other thing. So now once they get on and in, like we talked about doing this system, right? And then once they like learning about Success Club, the tracker, like all these things. I know that Carrie Danielle, like the Dynasty has that a really good training. Did you go through that one, Kathy? Or no?
I've been on the Flawless Empire training. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I pretty much watched all of them. There's a few I still have to watch, but like I get, like I kind of have the good overview, but then I go back in and I like rewatch. Right. I have to watch the ones about where to put your husband and all of that. Because I think I need to put him on my right leg because I have my sister on my left leg, on my weak leg. Yeah. So I need him over there so I can manage that side, even though that side will get strong. You know what I mean? I need to build him to be a diamond.
Wait a second. I don't know about that for sure because is your sister going to let you run her business or do you think she might coach one day? Like, I think she could be a coach one day.
Oh, she's definitely, I'm going to definitely put her a coach for sure. So
I would maybe put your husband on, like, let's hope she'll be her own coach and she'll be working her own business for you. And then you could manage your husband's business on. I'm just thinking, I don't know. Just because I'm thinking, I know for myself, my husband's on my strong leg, and I wish he was on my weak leg.
Virginia, why do you say that?
Because I have $8,000 worth of volume that I could have made. Like, because he's on the same side as Lily, and
so I will
carry people.
Don't I need to sign up an Emerald coach, though, on that strong leg?
An Emerald on both sides. So, yeah, if you think your sister's going to coach, then maybe you should have him on the other side then. You might be right. So that way you get Emerald on both sides.
Right. I mean, if I want to build to diamond, I need...
But this is what they talked about. This is what they're going to talk about tonight on the call, the volume. So Courtney Bell, this is what she said. She's like, I would rather have my people cycling out and making money versus rank advancement. So if you're putting your husband is going to make you cycle out more, if like you have a really strong leg and a really weak leg, I don't know, then you're going to be making the money. And then that's also going to be motivation. Like I have $8,000 I could have made that I wish I had it.
Of course. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like
and we can look at your stuff because I shit the bed and I waited too long. GG. I waited too long to add Greg, and then finally I did. Like 2 years into coaching, I added him as a coach, but I had to add him on my weak leg because I was trying to balance out Elena Elena happens to also be on my strong leg. Elena's on there, so I had to put Greg on the other side. Like I could be Ruby for like months and months and years now at this point in time, but I had to try to balance it out. So are you on your computer? Do you want us to look at your thing?
I'm on my computer right now, yeah.
Screen. I don't know if it's going to give you the option. Or you and I or Georgiana, and you can go on a call separate if you want to look at actually where to place base.
How do I go in? I'm already on Chrome with the Zoom. How do I go into another window to open it up and share it with you guys.
Hit escape on your computer and then maybe move over to the side, us beautiful faces. Or if
make
in
that
the
smaller,
right-hand
but
corner, you can change it from speaker view. I don't know what view it's on right now.
Oh wait, hold on. I
View
lost you.
or gallery view.
Sorry
Maybe
about this
change it and then drag it over to the right-hand side.
Oh wait, here we go. All right, but I don't know how to do. Oh, gallery view. Now I have another window that I can open up my coach office, but
Now on the bottom portion of your screen, bottom portion of your screen, does it say share?
yes.
Okay, so click share. And then you're going to want to click on desktop.
I don't have that option. Hold on. Where? iPhone. No, whiteboard? No. Oh, I don't even, hold on.
Left one. For me, at least, the first left one says desktop. There you go.
Did I do it?
I see your Zoom. Okay, yeah, so if you're beautiful, look at you. Learning the Zoom. Coach office, yep.
I don't know how to Zoom at all. It's so hard for me. I mean, it's just because I'm not used to it. I really want to check out Teamsy, guys. I think that's going to be like a game changer. I don't even do a pen and paper organization.
Yes.
But I need to do
I
something.
know Catherine Vallecchio. She's Stallone.
Oh, you just muted yourself, Georgie.
That's okay. Catherine Vallecchio, Stallone something. She on the Full Empire. She uses it. She's been using it from the beginning. So you could talk to her about it.
It's actually made for Beachbody coaches. It's made for all levels of internet marketing, like relationship marketing. Beachbody's on there, Isogenics, all these different companies that use the same methods that we use, making relationships, making connections with people in order to get customers. It's all about the power hour. It's all about all of that. It gives you all of these strategies. And all right, let me go in because we only have a couple minutes. Oh my God, we have less than a minute left. What am I doing? I don't even, hold on.
We can't read it. It's okay.
Okay. I'm not signed in. Never. Oh.
Hi guys, thanks.
I don't know where I am. Am I in the coach office? No, I'm in FAQ.
Oh, no. Just right there. Go to the, there. Go right there. Yeah.
Desktop, mobile. Why does it look different? Oh, there it goes. Is it going? It's going to the shop.
I always go to coach.teambeachbody.com.
Yeah, I usually go to share a cart and then I get the coach office link at the bottom.
Try just typing in coach into your browser. That's how I always start it, and then it comes right up. Oh.
Coach.
Oh.
I don't know what's happening. Oh, there. This is it, right? We're gonna run out of time. We're gonna have to go on the Floods Empire call.
Well, either Georgie or I, at any time, I'm like, I always talk about volume with people, and then all of a sudden everyone, like, this light goes off, like, now I get it. Now I know what to do.
Yeah, I'm not able to get in right now. Yeah, no, I know I need to do something, and I have to figure out what. So, and I got to do it soon. I'm going to do it like in February, I think.
You should do it before you sign anyone else.